guys, it is Miss Lawson and we are here to draw some flowers. So we're going to be sticking to a pretty simple look, and you have your how to draw paper and you have your coloring sheet, and we're just going to be using the same flower, just drawing it more than once to look like a bunch of flowers, a bouquet, or however you want to do it. I'm going to be doing it in my sketchbook just because I like flowers, so I'd rather keep this paper than doing it on a piece of computer paper. So get your supplies, again, Sharpie or Crayola marker or pencil or crayon or oil pastel, whichever you use. Just remember, if you're using any kind of watercolor paint, you cannot use the Crayola, it will run. Any of the other ones will work fine. So I'm gonna be using watercolor colored pencils today. So I'm actually gonna use the Sharpie. So we are gonna start with this first flower that you see in the front. So we don't wanna go all the way to the top because we got two that will go above it. So the first shape we're gonna start with, it's gonna be kind of over to the side right here, is more of an oval because this flower is not looking straight at us, it's kind of tilted. Once you add your oval, you're just gonna start, I start at the top and I just come up, around and back. Out, around and back. Out, around and back. Out, around and back. If it's 4, if it's 5 petals, it doesn't really matter as long as you go from one side of the oval all the way around. Now, once you do that, we are gonna add the stem. So underneath this petal, I'm gonna draw one line kind of towards the bottom, and we're doing parallel lines. So the second line is gonna follow right there. Remember, a stem has 2 sides to it. We don't wanna just draw one line and that be for the stem. We gotta draw 2 sides to the stem. Now, you've heard me say this word in art, but these petals are overlapping this stem. So when we put the flower above this one, we're gonna be doing some drawing, jumping, drawing, jumping, drawing, jumping. So again, we're gonna kind of come above. Don't do the circle too close to this petal. You won't have room for the petals. So I'm gonna come up, and this one is a full circle because this flower is actually looking straight at you. Start at the top of the circle, out, around, and up. Out, around, and back. Out, around, and back. Out, around, and back. Okay, again, for this stem, we're gonna draw, jump, draw, and see this one I did a little bit different, so I didn't have to jump twice. Again, 2 lines, draw, jump, draw. Depending on where your petals are, you may have to jump like I did here twice. I just didn't push it as close. Okay, so we're gonna move over to this one. Same thing, we're gonna do a full circle. Again, don't do your full circle too close to the petals or you won't have room to go all the way around. Okay, top of your circle, out, around, back, out, around, back, out, around, back. I may be able to fit 5 on this one like I did here for some reason. So I did 5 petals on that. Okay, again, the stem, it's going right between the next 2. So it's kind of at an angle, one side, 2 sides. Okay, last one, we're gonna put all the way here. Again, and this one's gonna be more like an oval like the first one. Don't put your oval too close to the stem or your petals are gonna be going over it. So there's my oval. Out, around, in, out, around, in, out, around, in. And again, we don't want the stem to go towards the other stem, so I don't wanna draw a stem straight down. It won't look like it's with the group. So I'm gonna come between, it's kind of leaning over. Again, 2 lines. Okay, so you've drawn our 4 flowers. Make sure you put your top on, make sure you got it snapped on tight. I'm gonna be getting my colored pencils together and I'll meet you back. Okay, so these colored pencils are watercolored ones. So you gotta be careful because I do have regular colored pencils, Prismacolor Scholar ones, but they are not watercolor. So I do wanna find, I'm gonna do a purple-ish, bluish petals. And then I need some greens. I'm gonna get a light and a dark green. Okay, so I've got my 3 colors, greens for the stem, purple blues there's one more, for the flowers. And I think I'm gonna do a yellow center. And I'm actually gonna use one of the yellows that's not a watercolor, so that we don't have to worry about coloring it in. So get your colors, and I'm gonna start adding my colors too. Okay, so I've added the color with the colored pencils. So now the cool things about this is if you just take some water and a paintbrush and add some water on top, it kind of blends those two colors. I don't want a really wet brush because it'll blob. Okay, so there are your flowers, periwinkles. I don't know, whatever you want to do them. Again, you don't have to do them a blue purple. Feel free to make them pink or white, whatever color you like. For some reason, I just saw them in my head as purples. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this drawing and painting with Ms. Lawson. Can't wait to see you next week.